Hi, I'm Steve Lagerstrom, Corporate Product Specialist for the Park Place dealerships, and next to me is the all-new redesigned 2014 Porsche Cayman S. When Porsche's engineers undertook the task of redesigning this car, they understood that they'd have to follow some laws, specifically the laws of physics. But that didn't mean they couldn't study them, test them, and redefine them. And in doing so, they came up with a new law, what the Porsche engineers call the code of the curve. So this vehicle, which is 66 pounds lighter than its predecessor, features improved performance, increased efficiency, enhanced cornering agility, and intensified acceleration. The vehicle is lower in profile than the previous generation of Caymans. It has a wider track and a longer wheelbase. So what does all that mean to you? It means that you, as the driver of the new Porsche Cayman, can experience the code of the curve to its fullest. Although the vehicle is lighter in weight than the previous generation of Cayman, the engineers at Porsche managed to include an 11% increase in torsional rigidity and a 17% increase in the vehicle's flexural strength, a huge accomplishment considering the fact that the car is in fact lighter in weight than the previous generation. The side impact protection of the vehicle includes high-strength steel. You've also got what Porsche calls their Porsche Side Impact Protection Package standard on this vehicle, which includes some side and head protection from the airbags in the vehicle. Of course, the Cayman's a mid-engine car, one of the distinguishing features about it, which means the engine's positioned about 12 inches behind the driver's seat. The side air intakes help to cool the engine. You've also got increased cornering ability with this car because of where the engine is placed. The vehicle's weight is evenly distributed between the front and the rear axles, meaning that as you go into a corner, the car is completely evenly balanced taking that corner. It's an unbelievable feel when you take this vehicle in and out of corners. Again, it's a vehicle that really does adhere to, but doesn't accept necessarily, the code of the curve. The rear spoiler is seamlessly integrated into the back end of the car. However, it doesn't stay there. At higher speeds, the spoiler begins to deploy, raising up to help, as the airflow comes over the top of the car, push the back end down. At 75 miles per hour, the spoiler is fully deployed. As you slow down, the spoiler begins to re-engage with the back of the car. If you notice the design elements also, it flows seamlessly into the side lights. You have a very large, elongated storage area in the back of the car. There's also storage in the front, of course, because of the mid-engine placement. But this one has a fairly deep recess in here where you can store things. Also, it's a great spot here. I found this is great for laying suit jackets, pants from the cleaners, things like that. Both the new Cayman and the new Boxster share a lot of the same sheet metal in the front end of the car. Both of them have the elongated headlights reminiscent of the race cars Porsche made in the 60s and 70s. Again, because of the mid-engine design of this vehicle, you've got ample storage in the back and in the front. We're going to pop the hood of the car, and you've got a very deep boot area in here designed to hold a couple of small suitcases. The Porsche engineers are advocates of intelligent design, meaning they built a car that not only handles great, accelerates like a dream, feels great on the inside, but it's also more fuel efficient than its predecessor. This vehicle, the Cayman S, gets 24 miles per gallon. Now, of course, that depends on how heavy-footed you are with the accelerator, but 24 miles per gallon on a 325 horsepower vehicle like this, that's pretty good gas mileage. Standard Cayman comes in at 275 horsepower, right around the same fuel economy. One of the things that Porsche did on the interior of this car for 2014 was they moved the controls, many of them, off of the dash and down onto the center console. What that does is it allows them to move the shift lever further away from the driver, rake the dash forward, creating more space. And I'm a big guy, I'm over 6 foot 3 inches tall, and this vehicle has a ton of legroom, a lot of headroom. I've actually got about 3.5 inches between my head and the top of this vehicle. The steering wheel is clearly laid out. You've got shifter paddles here if you want to go into the optional manual mode. Now this one has the automatic transmission, and so if I want to move it down into manual and have a little bit of fun with it, I can do that. Use the paddle shifters on the left to downshift, on the right to upshift. The stereo is phenomenal in this car. There's a couple of options on that, but the standard stereo that I had on this vehicle when I drove the car was unbelievable. You get very little road noise from the outside. I was impressed by the fact that this car, although it's a smaller vehicle, gives you some engine feedback, but you don't hear a lot of outside ambient noise in the vehicle. Really a quiet car on the road. I hope you've enjoyed hearing about and seeing the new Cayman. But of course, to really experience this car, you're going to have to come down to Park Place and actually drive the vehicle. If you're interested in setting up an appointment, please contact us at parkplace.com. I promise you, you won't be disappointed and you'll get a chance to really experience firsthand the code of the curve.